On July 18, 1918, Mandela was born in the South African settlement of Mavezo in Umtatu, which at the time was a part of the Cape Province. He was given the Xhosa first name Ralala, which means troublemaker, but would later go by the clan name Madiba. Nelson's last name comes from the grandpa of one of his sons, Mandela. The descendants of the cadet branch of the royal family were morganatic, which meant they were not eligible to inherit the throne but were recognized as members of the royal council whose positions were hereditary. Mandela was the only son of the king whose mother belonged to the Ixhiba clan, the left-hand dynasty. Therefore, Gadlahan Mfakanyiswa, his father, was a local tribal chief and a member of the royal council. He was appointed in 1915 as a result of accusations of corruption leveled against his predecessor by the then presiding white judge. Mandela grew up with his two sisters on his mother's kraal in the settlement of Kunu, where he worked as a cowherd and interacted with other kids. Mandela described his early life as being governed by customs, rights, and taboos. Although they were both illiterate, his parents were devoted Christians. At the age of 7, his mother enrolled Mandela at a nearby Methodist school. Mandela was baptized as a Methodist, and his teachers gave him the English first name Nelson. When Mandela was around 9 years old, his father moved to Kunu, and passed away from an unidentified illness, which Mandela mistook for a lung condition. Mandela completed his secondary education at the Clarkberry Boarding Institute in Nkobo, the largest black African school in Thembaland, in 1937 to gain the knowledge necessary to join the advisory council of the Themba royal family. Mandela was the sole native African professor at the University of the Witwatersrand while he was pursuing his legal education. Despite racism, he became friends with a number of liberal and communist Jewish, Indian, and European students, including Joe Slovo, Harry Schwartz, and Ruth First. Mandela met Evelyn Mace, an ANC activist and nurse from Nkobo, Transkei, at Sisulu's home. They were married on October 5, 1944, and in early 1946 moved into house number 8115 in Orlando after initially residing with Evelyn's family. Madiba Tambi Thembekile, their first child, was born in February 1946. Makaziwe, a daughter, was born in 1947 but passed away from meningitis 9 months later. Mandela, a Xhosa-born member of the Themba royal family, went to Fort Hare and the University of the Witwatersrand to study law. He was active in anti-colonial activities, joined the ANC and was a founding member of the ANC Youth League while residing in Johannesburg. Mandela's popularity soared in the ANC's Defiance campaign in 1952. He was chosen president of the Transvaal ANC, and he participated in the 1955 Congress of the People after the Afrikaner nationalists of the National Party took control in 1948 and instituted apartheid laws. He was frequently detained for his actions as a lawyer, incited and was prosecuted in the Treason Court from 1956 to 196. Won while serving as the head of the ANC but was finally declared not guilty. Mandela spent 27 years in prison, first on Robben Island and subsequently in Victor Verster and Pollsmoor. Mandela was freed in 1990 as a result of an international movement calling for his freedom. Mandela negotiated with President F.W. de Klerk to end apartheid and have multiracial elections in 1994. Which the ANC would eventually win after publishing an autobiography after taking office as the ANC's president.
That we could not end the nightmare by surrendering ourselves to the passion of hatred and the spirit of vengeance and retribution. We are striving to proceed in a manner and towards a result which will ensure that all our people, both black and white, emerge as victors. We recognized President de Klerk and his colleagues in the National Party as men and women of integrity. We are therefore prepared to work with them to arrive at a just and lasting negotiated solution. It must result in the transformation of South Africa into a united, democratic, and non-racial country.
He established the Government of National Unity after being elected president. He formed a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to go into earlier human rights breaches while president and prepared a new constitution. He also unveiled plans for expanding access to healthcare services, eliminating poverty, and reforming the land. Later on, he achieved statement status and concentrated on charity endeavors through the Nelson Mandela Foundation to combat poverty and HIV/AIDS. For his opposition to colonialism and apartheid, he won more than 250 honors, including the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize, the U.S. Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the Soviet Union's Order of Lenin. His Xhosa clan name, Madiba or Tata, is more recognized in South Africa where he has great respect. Often referred to as the father of the country, Nelson Mandela. Mandela and his followers started advocating for boycotts and strikes against apartheid as their power within the ANC expanded, drawing inspiration from the strategies used by the South African Indian community.